Good morning, New Vision Center. My name is Reverend Leslie. I'm Associate Minister here at New Vision Center, part of your robust and loving ministerial team. And I am just knowing we are in for a ride today because I am crying before the message starts. I love that song so much. Thank you, Jennifer, for playing along with me. In wanting that song, it was written and originally performed by Jenna Stanfield, who's a friend and mentor of mine and an amazing light in the New Thought music world. And it is a song that I have sung myself a gajillion times, if that's a technical number, a whole bunch of times. And it sits in this place that is so sweet for me. So thank you for indulging me. Last week, we talked about many things, and one of the things we talked about was this idea that there is a natural part of ourselves that rises up when we are called into action that tells us about who we are at the very heart of our being, that reveals to us a superpower in our beingness. And it's the most natural thing in the world. We seem to think that superpowers are something that we muscle into, right? Like all of a sudden we become a completely different person and the cape shows up and now I can do this thing. Where really it's the part of ourselves that's kind of programmed in, the natural piece of ourselves that rises up when everything is going too fast for our ego voice to tell us that we're not good enough to do that thing. And we had an opportunity to kind of feel into what our superpower might be. Am I the communicator? Am I the organizer? Am I the action person? Am I the person who structures what everybody else is going to do? Who am I in that moment? And what does that say about my personal strengths? So today we're going to build on that because just as our superpower gives us a hint about where we do our strongest, most authentic work in the world, so too do our dreams. And they tend to be connected. That which we dream of doing when we are, in the quiet recesses of our mind, where we allow ourselves the freedom to just imagine what it would be like if we did whatever that thing was. It tends to be connected to that superpower. I see myself as sort of a synthesizer and communicator. So what comes up in my dreams? Songwriting and book writing and giving messages like this. We all have dreams that sort of flit through our lives, and a lot of times they follow us. But most of us, most of the time, will not even attempt that dream. I'm going to say that again. Most of us, most of the time, will not even attempt it. What in the heck gets in the way of this very clear desire that is linked to what we do best, and yet it doesn't walk itself out? What are we doing, kids? What are we doing? Why do we do that? And yet it is so common. We let things get in the way. And I really think that the reading that Reverend Karen chose from Marianne Williamson speaks directly to it. We are afraid of showing up with that bigness, that boldness, that greatness, because who am I? Who am I to think I'm going to be so fantastic? I grew up in the Midwest, so I was told a number of times that I was too big for my britches. Who are we? Who are we to claim the greatness that it would take to meet our dreams? Who are we? Well, I have a lot of things to say about this because I always have a lot of things to say about everything. But I think my friend Lenny says it better than I could.
Hi. You know when you have an idea and it starts out as this exciting cute little seedling in your brain? My request for you, young human, is to stop stomping on your seeds. I know. You're like, Lenny, my seedling is going to take years to grow. I don't have the time. And to that, young human, I say, you don't plant a garden and tend to it 24/7 every day, all day. You water it from time to time, here and there, and then you let it be. You don't question it because you know it's going to do its thing. Cultivate your ideas with love and patience, and I promise you will have something beautiful to show for it. Oh, and reminder, Your dreams are not too big. Scream it with me.
Your dreams are not too big!
Anything you can imagine is real. I love you, and I'm so excited to see what you do. Bye!
And so now I have justification for TikTok as sermon prep. And so let's do what Lenny said. Let's take this idea, my dreams are not too big, and let's shout it out, all right? My dreams are not too big. It's the truth. My dreams are not too big. Your dreams are not too big. So how do we get out of those things that our brains do that whisper into our minds? Oh, except you, because there's someone in this room, I can feel it, that's going, oh, everybody yelled, my dreams are not too big, but they don't know that my dream actually is too big. No, we're not having it. We're not having it. So how do we work through this, my dreams are too big idea? So the first thing we have to deal with is this little old me, write a book, little old me, start a business. Who am I? Little old me, move to a whole new town, start a whole new life. Who am I to think I could do that? You are in the right room if that is what is going on with you, because who you are is literally what we do here. What we do at New Vision Center is remind people that there is only one. There's only one, and that one is divine. And it has created everyone and everything out of its own substance. Because there's nothing else to make, right? Here's the logic. There's only one. It's the only thing there is. It's not, there's only one and also stuff. There's only one. So it took part of itself and it made every single one of us. Every single one of us. And therefore, built into our beingness, in Reverend Lori's, and in Barb's, and in Keith's, and in Molly's, in every single one of us is every quality of the divine in its full potentiality. And what I mean when I say that is, say the divine quality of abundance. Well, I may not in this exact moment be expressing the fullness of the potentiality of God in abundance in my life. I could definitely have some more, but the seed of it is within me. The potentiality of it is within me and every single person. So when we start saying, well, who am I? Who am I to think that I can fill in the blank thing? Who you are is God in unique form. Settle on that for a moment. Who I am is God in unique form. Now, I don't know about you, but I have never once in my entire life thought, I don't know if God could do that thing. Never. It's always a given to me that I might not be able to do it, that person may not be able to do it, but God, in God, all things are possible. But you notice when I lift my hand up here and say, in God, all things are possible, I'm implying that God's over there. But God is over there. And God is over there, right? So part of this is remembering what we know. Nothing I've said so far is new news, right? And yet, we forget. We forget to act as if we could never fail. That very, very first line of the song, what would I do if I knew I could not fail? Can God fail? Okay, come on. Can God fail? No. I know you know this answer. If God cannot fail and we are God in form, walking out individualized expressions of divine perfection, can we fail? No. We can learn something to fuel our next step. I heard you. Does it mean we're going to succeed the first time we try everything every time? No. But is that the game we're playing? No. We're not playing the I need it right now, this very second game. We want to be sometimes, but we're not. Our dreams are a message of truth, just like our superpowers are a message of truth from the divine, whispering into us what is ours to do. That we are all one, we are all of the one, and yet we're unique. Why? Why make us unique? Other than just the fun of figuring out how many different beings can be created, which I'm sure is a fun game for the divine. But also, we're each unique and individualized because we are the way God lives out life. And by individualizing each one of us with our own extra special set of gifts and dreams, it's like this wonderful cosmic video game that the universe is playing. I wonder what happens if we make them like this and give them this dream. Ooh, that's a fun game to watch play out. I wonder what happens if we give them this set of skills and this dream. Whoa, amazing. And each one of us can only create what is ours to create. And if we do not, that dream will never be born in that form onto the planet again. It is ours to do. So when we do that thing where we say, oh no, my dream is too big, it's too much, I don't have the capacity to do that, someone else should do it, we need to remember that we're not handing it to someone else, because literally no one else could ever do it. It is only our dream, given especially to us. So when we accept our dream, we are truly accepting who we really are, who we are made to be, what we are made to do. Steve Marboli wrote in Unapologetically You, "Dream your dream and realize you are more than just the dreamer. You are the point of origin for its reality. You are the only portal through which that dream can come into realization." Your dreams cannot be too big because they can only be as big as you are. The trick is you don't know how big you are. The trick is you don't know how great you are, how powerful, how strong, how deeply rooted into the truth of life itself, and how broadly spreading up into the universe. You don't understand how important you are, how essential you are for the fullness of life to unfold. And my evidence is you are. I do not believe in a God that has time to make up little piddly half people that don't have anything interesting to do, right? This is the infinite intelligence of the universe we're talking about. And it made you, and it put your dreams and your abilities into you. That's freaking amazing. And it's beautiful, and we question it. We question it. But Leslie, you say, because you do. But Leslie, why isn't my dream working out yet then? Right? If God built it into me and gave me everything I need to make it happen, and the entire universe is conspiring for my good, which we love to say because it's a great quote, why isn't my dream completely born and done yet? What the heck? Oh, such a good question, such a good question. The first one is we want to skip steps. The first reason our dream might not be present yet is we like to skip steps. I'm a step skipper. Anybody else? I want to skip. Can we skip to the good part for my TikTok friends, right? Let's skip to the good part. Ernest Holmes speaks a lot, especially in his early books, about turning away from the condition, turning away from the thing that doesn't look the way we want it to look, like my dream isn't born yet. That's a condition, right? And then as you go deeper into his later books, I mean, dude wrote books for 40 years. When you get into his later books, he starts talking about it a little bit differently. I think he caught on that people weren't quite understanding what he meant. So this is what it would look like if you turn away from a condition. My dream is not born yet because I lack confidence. That's the condition we're looking at, right? Here's the condition. I will not look at that. I will not think about that. I will only believe that my dream is born. The challenge that we meet when we do it that way is, why do we lack confidence? What's going on there? We don't address it. We just turn away from it and pretend like it's not there. Sometimes that might work for us, but a lot of times it leaves an unresolved confusion in our consciousness. Later on in his writing career, he said, we see through the condition to the truth behind it. Feel the difference? That means my dream is not born yet because I lack confidence. And I look right at it and I say, hey, condition. Yeah, Leslie? You're telling me I lack confidence. What's going on there? And then it tells me what my fear or concern or blockage or memory or belief is that's going on. There's a lot of spiritual practice that goes on in here. It doesn't really show up like a sock puppet. It might, but this probably looks more like meditation and prayer. And then you say, thank you so much for that information. I understand now why I feel that way, which this becomes diffuse in our consciousness, and we can see through it to the spiritual truth that we have everything we need right now inborn within us through indwelling spirit. Do you feel the difference? Which one seems easier? Right? Which one seems faster? Which one sometimes doesn't work? This is what we're talking about when we're saying take it to meditation, take it to prayer, take it to prayer, take it to prayer. I bet you guys get really tired of hearing Karen and Jeff and Lori and I say take it to prayer, take it to prayer. But that's what we're saying. We're saying talk to your internal sock puppet, figure out what it is that you're not figuring out, and take that into prayer so that you can dissolve it completely. That's the first step to moving beyond whatever we fear our blockages are into that divine truth, the divine truth of who we are. The second one, divine timing, man. We are individualized expressions of the divine, but we are not alone. We are one in the one. And when we say the entire universe is conspiring to support our dreams, it's literal. The entire universe is conspiring to support our dreams. But sometimes it takes a little bit of time to corral the energy of the entire freaking universe to aim it here. Divine timing doesn't always match our timing. So sometimes there's a bit of patience and sustained energy that is necessary to align everything that we wish it to be. And the third thing is frozen fingers. Oh, I'm going to have to explain it? Okay. So we have less of this in Phoenix, but if you've been to cold places, and most of us are, you will notice that the first thing that goes cold and then numb when you're in cold weather are fingers and toes, right? Why is that? It is because it is the furthest from the heart. It is the furthest from the energetic pumping of heat and warmth and light in the body. So it gets cold first. What do we do with dreams that we're not sure about? We hold them far from us. We try to ignore them. If we mention them to a friend, we're like, but I'll probably never do it. We keep them far from our heart. If we want something to happen, we have to bring it in close. We can't treat it like frosty fingertips. We have to bring it in close and give it attention. We have to feed our dreams. We have to feed our intentions. Bring it in close. We cannot push our dreams away because they scare us, or they always stay out there in the realm of frozen fingertips. So if I am accepting that I am, and I am, you're welcome to join me, that I am an unbelievably powerful expression of divine perfection made uniquely in this very interesting form to do all of the things that my heart and mind dream forth and gesticulate wildly on a platform in front of these beloveds, if I accept that that's the truth of who and what I am, and I do, what can I do then to claim these dreams that are not too big, to own these dreams, to let them work through me in a way that is bigger than even I can imagine? I'm so glad you asked. If I am saying that I am powerful enough, big enough, authentic enough, me enough to be my dreams, the first thing I'm going to do is hug that dream in close and pay lots of attention with the power of my imagination. I'm going to visualize what it's like. And not just visualize what it's like to have the dream. I'm going to visualize what it's like to build the dream. I'm not just going to imagine myself holding my finished book. I'm going to imagine writing it, sitting there and typing it. I'm not going to just imagine my beautiful new album release party. I'm going to imagine time in the studio, recording it, songwriting sessions, vocal practices, all the steps along the way, owning it. I'm not going to just visualize the marriage day with the new relationship. No. I'm going to imagine wonderful first dates and beautiful engagement parties and sweet talks with my beloved. Power of imagination carries us through beautifully. Then I'm going to bring in the big guns. What are the big guns? So good. Oh my gosh, Reverend Karen knows the answer. Spiritual practices. We're going to take it to prayer. We're going to remind the universe every single day, and in connection, remind us that the universe has got us, that it set this in motion, and therefore it has to coordinate it through us, right? That which God calls us to, it has to organize and pay for. This is my great philosophy. Got me through ministerial school. Take it to prayer, take it to prayer, take it to prayer. Should we just make a recording of this just saying over and over again, take it to meditation, take it to prayer, right? And then finally, we're going to have the audacity, the bombasticness to take the steps in the physical. No one is served when we go, oh, but I'm... It's not like we're using up somebody else's audacity. We got our own collection of it. We're going to step in. We're going to make the call. We're going to do the practice. We're going to buy the computer. We're going to set up the writing room. We're going to take the voice lessons. We're going to do whatever it is that moves us bit by bit in the direction of our dreams. With audacity, unapologetically, because there's nothing to apologize for in the realm of living out our own God selves. And anybody who has the ridiculousness to look at us and think, who does she think she is? You know what answer they get? A frickin' child of God. That's who we are. That's who we are. And that is what we do here at New Vision Center. And so it is. And so let us take that into some more prayer. Oh, how good it is to feel that energy in this space, in this Tatum campus, in this online campus, to know that resonating through the bodies, hearts, and minds of everyone who calls New Vision Center home is this fuel that comes from the celestial, this divine energy that is whispering into every cell of our being, every moment, all the time, yes, 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 yes. Yes, beloved. Oh, that there is nothing that could keep any of us from our good, and that there is always more good unfolding. That right where we are in this place of fire in the belly, there is more than enough energy to propel every dream into reality. knowing that as those dreams are born, they resonate out into people who've never even heard this message and call them to their dream, to their passion. And that Spirit is right underneath every single one of us, lifting us up from the inside out and fueling that which is ours to do. In this moment, in this energy, I know healings are happening. I know wholeness is asserting itself beautifully and perfectly in bodies, spirits, minds, and hearts. I know abundance is pouring forth. There's more than enough good things for all of us and beyond. And so I just trust that this energy meets each one of us right where it is needed, comforts, supports, uplifts, and supplies all. And with a grateful heart, I just call it good for every one of us as we say together, and so it is.